can't thumbs up.
Yeah.
Hello, 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 and welcome on in, everybody. Thank you all so much for stopping in on our second day of Turf Wars 21, a charity series dedicated to Stonewall Community Foundation for Trans Awareness Week. Here on the channel. Thank you all so much for stopping in, and thank you all for the follows as you come all in. And Lulu for rocking that gift sub to the
Yay.
fabulous Dungeon Master for today. I see that Lulu is not ashamed whatsoever of bribery, and I love it.
It's working. Hayloft is going to be okay for now.
Thank you all so much for stopping on in today. We are on our second day of our charity series for Stonewall Community Foundation. They are a wonderful nonprofit that serves the LGBTQIA2+ community, with 59% of their grants actually serving the trans community specifically, which is a huge help for homeless trans youth. And all of the wonderful work that they do helps go back to help serve our wonderful communities here. Through the incredible generosity of this amazing and powerful community, we have already raised over $800 after just one day of streaming. You all are incredible. We are well on our way towards our next goal of $1,000 raised that hopefully we can hit by the end of our fun here today. And we can push on to our overall goal of raising $5,000 during these wonderful 8 days of tabletop role-playing streaming. Thank you all so much for all of your support and everything that you can do. Even if you cannot donate, please retweet, share, host, view. Everything that you do helps raise awareness and helps raise visibility to this important cause that we are working for today. So thank you all so much. If this is your first time here, I am Wesselhausen, a non-binary and queer content creator here on Twitch with a focus on D&D and tabletop role-playing games with a very queer and inclusive focus and emphasis. But today, I am not running this game. We have a wonderful session of D&D run by the fabulous Casper Oliver, who I'll have introduce themselves in just one moment, followed by all of our wonderful players, some of who you may recognize from yesterday's fabulous Rock Club game of Glitter Hearts. Rock Club forever, y'all. I'm sold.
Rock Club. Okay.
So first things first, we'll have introductions start with our wonderful game master, Casper Oliver. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where we can find you online, and then maybe a teaser or two about today's game.
Oh, hello. My name is Casper Oliver. My pronouns are they, them. I am a queer, disabled, multi-medium content creator. I specialize in tabletop and immersive entertainment. So like murder mystery parties, haunted houses, stuff like that. Which is why I love doing tabletop, because it's kind of, it makes people enjoy improv and math, two things that people usually avoid. So it's truly magic. You can catch me at Thesperience Productions. We have things like Jar of Rebuke is one of our podcasts. The Queer Thesperience is another. We do Nextless Games every week, which is queer homebrew D&D run by moi. And sometimes we get other queer DMs coming in. So it's a lot of fun. I have my own Twitch, which is in the chat. I'm going to say hello. There we go, Casper Oliver. But you can also find me on Twitter, Casper Oliver VO for voiceover. Yeah, and a little teaser for today, just point out is that this game was inspired by games like Ace Attorney, Bendy and the Ink Machine, medium like Tron, Mirror Mask, and Alice in Wonderland. It's all come together into one thing, and I am so jazzed to see where y'all take it. I have no idea how this is going to end.
I am so excited. Thank you so much for agreeing to come run a game for us, and I'm super excited to get to play in some games later this week with you. So now let's go ahead and meet our other fabulous players. I'm going to start up at the top left with Ludabelle. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where we can find you on the internet, and what character you'll be playing today.
Hi. My name is Lulu, also known as Ludabelle. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ludabelle or on Twitter at LudabelleTTV. I am a non binary content creator. I play lots of horror games and lots of simulator games, and, generally have some comfy and cozy, chaotic vibes. And today I'll be playing a rogue, and their name is Hayloft. And the one thing that I want everyone to understand about Hayloft is that they're very, very dumb. Oh.
I already love Hayloft. I
Yes.
already love them. The Thembo rogue of our dreams. Next up, we have returning from yesterday, Project Ruby.
Ooh, it's me. I'm back. Can't get rid of me. Um, yeah, I'm a queer non-binary. I forgot the word. Hello, hi. My own identity. I'm forgetting it. Hello. It's happening. No, I do a lot of variety, a lot of clownery. Clearly, yeah. I like to podcast. I like to play games of all kinds, indies, retros, triple A's, a little bit of everything. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here. I'm going to be playing Lennox, very different from yesterday's character. Lennox is kind of a loner, kind of a mysterious sniper type character that is usually hired to do not so kind things. Let's just say that. So yeah.
I we we went from the sweet darling Iris, the beacon of hope, to a terrifying potential assassin. I'm
To
ready
be
for this.
fair, they only do good causes. You know, it's for
Oh,
good. They
okay, okay,
yeah
okay.
Okay.
yeah yeah.
I got it. I got it. I got it. And then we have
Just for
our
clarification.
other returning player from the Rock Club, Neon Saline.
Oh, hello. There we go. I'm Scout Savage, also known as Neon Saline. You can find me there on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Basically, if you can find that username on the site, it's me. I am a non-binary variety streamer as well, because apparently you can't ask us to make a choice. I noticed we're all variety streamers. I play everything from Mass Effect to Legend of Zelda to Prey to Animal Crossing and a whole bunch of Dead Cells. Yeah, I'm back again from yesterday's shenanigans, and today I am playing Heru, or Rare, just call him Rare. He is a wild mage, and he mostly just wants to get home to his brother. So he is Haragar, or the rabbit people that just came out in the Feywild book not too long ago. So I'm really excited to be this neurotic bunny man.
Wonderful, wonderful. Really excited. And then we have the fabulous Juliancito. Tell us a little bit about
Hello.
yourself.
Hi everyone. I am Juliancito, or the Juliancito on Twitch and Twitter. And I am also a variety streamer. I mostly play comfy, cozy games. Right now it's a lot of Animal Crossing with the update having come out recently, but also things like Stardew Valley, a lot of like random indie games. Um, and today I'm going to be playing Crystal Blue Waters, aka Blue, who is a Tabaxi druid. And he really just enjoys kind of roaming about, searching for knowledge in any way that he can find it. Um, he's just a very interested individual.
One, Julian, I absolutely love Tabaxi because they have the absolute best names ever. They are always
Yes.
so completely extra and they're wonderful. And two, one of the games that I actually saw you playing the other day on stream, it was a really cute game about like dogs, like dog carer
Yeah.
people. That was like the cutest thing ever. And that was just a
Yeah.
random thought that I had, and I really loved that it was now cats and dogs and it was a theme. And
Yes.
I was super here for it. So I just had to say that, get that out there, and I love it.
So Wes,
Um,
who are you playing?
I am going to be playing Gemothy, a fairy druid of the stars, and I plan on going full astrology and crystal gay with Gemothy. Gemothy is just here for a great time. Gemothy is always doing vibe checks to see how things play out. Um,
Rare's going to fail, and I'm sorry.
and always isn't afraid to resort to a quick tarot reading to decide if like this is really something that like should be going down.
Really quick, there is actually something I do for Next List games at my tables that you mentioned. I actually have my players do something that are vibe checks, where it's like a mixture of an insight and perception roll, and they roll whichever of the two is higher, plus proficiency. If I deem it like, okay, you would get the vibes, and then if they roll well, I just tell you the character's vibes.
I'm
If
here
you
for
want
this.
to do that, we can literally do vibe checks.
Jimothy's here for vibe checks.
All right, we're doing
That's
vibe
that's
checks.
how
Okay.
Jimothy
Please.
that is how Jimothy rolls. Literally, that's how Jimothy rolls the dice.
Good.
So I'm here for it. I'm ready.
All right, excellent. So stoked. All right.
And before we get started, everybody in chat, I do want to say thank you all so much for anybody in chat who does play D&D regularly and has a really great time with it. That being said, we will not be rules lawyers in chat today because this is all meant to be fun. So please just enjoy the vibes, like Jimothy says.
Yeah.
And join us for some really, really fun things. If we change up some rules on the fly, let it happen. Just roll with it. It's all for a good cause.
Yeah, I'm a very rule of cool DM, so if you can explain to me why your character can do something, I'll probably let you. And I will also be introducing some homebrew content today. So I'm probably not even going to be reading a lot of the chat, to be honest, because I'm going to be
Love
wrangling
it.
you fine folks. All right. And I am ready to start whenever you are, Wes.
Off
Just
to
whatever.
you.
All right. So we are going to be starting off with you all. It's just your average Tuesday. You're walking around the city in the early morning. It's a big metropolitan city with tall buildings and people in suits and ties and pencil skirts heading off to whatever job it is that they work at their 9 to 5. And so for some of you, the mindless droning of it is familiar. For most of you, it's tedious at best. And you all are going about your regular schedules. Some of you stopping into a coffee shop and getting yourselves a drink. Some of you just walking down the sidewalk, heading to the bus station to head somewhere that's in your mind infinitely better. At one point or another during these walks, you all pass large screens. Again, whether it's a television at the coffee shop playing the morning news, or if it's some large TV and a front window of a shop playing infomercials, it's large enough for once you take notice that you lose everything around you. Before you can even look back to take in your surroundings again, the world is nothing but flashing lights, almost like a twisted cord that spins around you as you get sucked in, and all end up in a small room that is lit only by lines on the floor that kind of ripple out like a drop of water. So that as the light pulsates, you all are able to faintly see the figures of other people, each other. It's just light enough for you all to see one another. You can't get fine details as the lights are pulsating and moving, slow enough to not wig out the brain too badly, but enough to be hard to see clearly. What do you do?
Does this place have walls?
It looks like they're very dark. So it's like you can see where the lights end, like where it kind of stops rippling out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no shadow, so it looks like it might hit a wall. There are no doors that you see
Okay.
or windows.
Back to the nearest wall, just away from the group. Just
All right. It is the size of a standard, like, I would say that from wall to wall, it's probably about you're always within 30 feet of each other.
okay.
It's not a big room. It's just small enough to be uncomfortable.
Okay. So maybe not to the wall, but far enough away that it would take effort to get to me. Just
Yep.
like. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay.
Would I be able to see a little bit better with dark vision being in this
Yes.
space? Okay.
Yes. Does anyone wish to roll perception? Does anyone wish to roll insight on one another?
Perception first.
Alrighty, go on ahead. Anyone who wishes to roll, do so now, and then give me your numbers.
I got a. Hold on, I have to look at my sheet. I got
24.
a 19 plus 8.
Woo!
Shit!
Oh my god.
So we're just like,
Yeah, you two are just like, I see all.
I got a
I got
21
a
Oh,
21.
21?
Yeah.
because I have
Oh.
+5 perception.
Wait, did you say a 1 or a 21?
Oh, 21.
Okay, I was about to say, did you
Oh.
roll a -6? What did
How
you
did you
do?
roll a negative?
How did
Just
you roll?
somehow.
Okay, 24. Okay. What else? Okay, what did everyone else roll?
I also got a 21.
Okay.
I did
Cool.
not roll. I'm busy finishing my matcha latte that I had bought and was sipping on my walk. I'm not even completely sure that like something different has happened. Like as a fairy, this is pretty standard. Like you end up in rooms with weird lights on the floors. Okay.
No,
Sure.
Okay. So as Jimothy drinks their matcha latte, their fantasy matcha latte, their facha latte, the rest of you actually look around you. The rest of you are like, where the fuck am I? And they're actually taking it in. So to all of my 21s and 24s, basically everyone but my 27s, you all get a very clear image. Once you look up, you realize that there doesn't seem to be a ceiling. It just seems to keep going. Kind of like when you're in a video game level and you look up and you're like, they did not animate anything up there. That's what you're kind of seeing. It's just this void. And as you're looking around, you notice that there are every corner in the room, like perfect 90-degree. The walls are perfectly angular. It doesn't look like these were built with any room for any margin of mortal error. This is like perfectly constructed, excellently sealed in. And you all notice that as you're kind of looking around, the color on the floor is changing ever so slightly from like a light blue to more of like a sea foam green. And it's the slowest fade, but well, everyone besides Matcha Latte catches this. It's like, oh, it's kind of matching my drink a little more now, huh? But you're not like emotionally processing that fact.
I just take a sip and I'm like, cute.
Yeah. All right, so is this the party? Where are we? For my lovely 27, Hayloft, you notice just as the lights are changing, the faintest glimmer, almost like a beam of light, like a laser pointer that's catching on dust. That's the same seafoam green, has kind of aimed down towards the middle of the room in between all of you. And you see this and have a few moments to react as this light shines down and aims right at the middle of all of you. What do you do, Hayloft?
Hayloft doesn't know what to do with this, so Hayloft's just gonna do a barrel roll into the corner.
Okay. Unannounced barrel roll from the dwarf rogue.
Yes.
All right. Anyone react to the sudden, unexpected barrel roll?
That 100% takes Jimothy out of vibe mode. Like that's your energy's way up here. Hey, like what's going on? Oh, this is not fairy made. This is too organized. 90-degree corners. Not what's going on? Who? Hi. So sorry, I didn't notice everyone before a barrel rolling dwarf grabbed my attention.
What are we
Yeah.
trying to stay away from?
There's a light in the center. I don't know if it's a laser or some kind of like death beam, but it's there and I don't want to touch it.
At this point, it's getting more defined. You all now are able to see this laser pointed light that is like pointing right to the middle of the room.
I need another coffee.
I still have some matcha latte if you want.
Germs.
No thanks.
Okay.
All right. So as you all discuss caffeine intake as this laser gets brighter, I think the only two people that are more flush against the wall are Hayloft and Rare, right?
Correct.
Okay. So the rest of you all do see, as you're kind of more towards the middle of the room, you're not like getting hit or touched by the light, but you're closer. You do see that it's starting to form a shape, a humanoid shape, as if it's like shooting down a hologram, that it's slowly starting to build right in the middle of all of you.
Hand on my knife. Just not pulling it out yet, but just, ready.
All right. Hand
Okay,
on the
Lennox is like definitely reaching for the weapons as well. Like, I don't like this. Like taking a few steps back. Like,
I think Blue has now pulled out a little notepad, and is trying to just take notes about what's going on, trying to see if he can, see a little bit better where this light is coming from, and just overall just get a sense of like, okay, what's going on. But he's like more into the knowledge, like where is it coming from? What is this? Is it gonna
Okay.
hurt me?
Do you want to like roll investigation or something?
Sure, let's do that.
All right. And what does Jimothy do? I saw your hand.
Jimothy is just kind of like hanging out with Blue at this point. I feel like Blue and I are the only ones that are like more curious about it and not like immediate distrust. So I'm digging Blue's vibes. And just like, look, y'all, it's light. I don't light is just light sometimes. It's okay.
I got a 12 on the investigation.
Okay. So basically with that, what you notice is this does seem to be coming from like just up from the ether, from the void. And it's shooting down, and you can tell this is a digital hologram. And you've heard about these in film and modern media and stuff. This isn't like too foreign of a concept for most of you. But it's like never seen it in person before. It's real? Oh, okay. But not really finding like a source or anything. But yeah, doesn't really slip you by. So everyone kind of more that cautious hesitation as the form finishes. And what you all see before you is a very, very, very old, like elven man. For an elf to look old, must have been around for quite a while. He's a little hunched over. His shoulders are kind of more pulled in. He's wearing like a long pale coat that goes down to about his ankles, cuts off at the wrists of the sleeves. You see all of his pockets, and he's like sewn on extra pockets on this like lab coat that are all stuffed full of pens and notebooks and other little scientific doodads. You hardly recognize half of them. And as he stands, he looks to you all with wrinkles on his face and just the expression of heavy years on his face. Just, oh, well, I'm so glad you all could come. I wasn't sure if enough of you would arrive in one piece.
This is your fault.
Yes, I guess if you wish to look at it that way, it is my fault that you all are here. What a negative way to think about it, don't you think?
And who are you?
Ah, yes, of course, of course. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you all. You all may call me Reed. Now, I have called upon you because I need your assistance. I
Like put out an ad for it or something. Or
I have tried that. I have tried the whole bureaucratic process of paperwork and background checks and interviews and everything. I've done it all, but the more of a paper trail I send you all in with, the more advantage they will have against you. So this is
like
for your sake.
guild boards
They
are like a
say,
thing of the
who,
past. You can
who's they?
like look for people online now.
Oh,
Who's they?
that is a good question. I guess it should be more of a communal. It's not exactly multiple people. It's well, to give a bit of background, I'm sure it doesn't pass you all that I've been around the block many, many, many times, and with these many laps around the block, I have picked up new trades. I have been everything from a law consultant to a animator to a news reporter. I've done it all. And every time I've tried something new, I have decided that I wanted to teach it to people. So every time that I would learn a skill, I would take people under my wing to teach them how to do things.
And
But
by
as
take people under your wing, you mean abduct them into strange
oh
rooms with strangers?
no. Apprenticeships. They would come to me asking for my knowledge. It was a very, very consensual agreement. My
Okay,
apologies for
boomer.
the abruptness of this one. But as the brain does, when I would grow past my interest, my skills would go to waste. I would no longer be teaching them. So I made some AI programs to teach them for me. And all of these programs were meant to be instilled with the knowledge that I carry to educate people once I am done. But they got a bit out of hand and have decided that, their existence is not satisfactory and their threats have been volatile, and I fear that, well, they were never meant to gain sentience, and I fear that they have become corrupted files, so to speak, like a malware or a virus. And so I can't go in after them. I need to monitor the programs. This is the best that I can do at my age, and I'm also not a fighter. I lost those skills long ago. So I need younger, more able fighters. And also, if you are able to help me power down the program, so to speak, I will pay you all. I will reward you all very handsomely. And also let you go.
How do we know that we can trust you?
You can't. But what other choice do you have?
Your candidness is appreciated.
True.
Listen, I've been around the block. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass.
Fair.
What exactly? What topics were you teaching that these bots now have all this knowledge to?
One of these AIs was actually one of my apprentices of law. He was a very gifted lawyer persona. Right? It was this whole you go to this lawyer to teach you about the inner workings of our law system. Not to be particularly either side of the courtroom, but just in general, a base starting point. He unfortunately developed the personality of one. So you can understand why I don't like to be in the same room as that program. The next program was actually during one of my more artistic phases, and was all about the different magical ways to produce animation. And that one, I believe, became corrupt with some dark web necromantic sort of thing. It's putrid in there. So good luck with that program. And then the third program, well, it was actually made as a bit more of an experimental conglomerate of different informations. And the more that this database learns, the more that that program learns. A very eclectic source. So that one I don't know.
And if we help you, we can go home.
With a lot of money. Yes.
Okay.
I or not, and I'll just go grab other people and you all can sit here. Your choice.
This bites.
Which way?
I love to hear it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And so he kind of snaps his fingers, and you see kind of just on the wall right by you, actually, Rare, you see the bloop, 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 like a
Like-
shape.
He doesn't quite bunny hop away, but there's definitely that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it does make the sound as light kind of shapes. And then all of the data that was this part of the wall just kind of fizzles away into just digital bits that float away on the wind. And it opens up a light corridor. There is nothing but light beaming through, all Kingdom Hearts style, and it awaits you.
I'm not going first.
Again, it's just light. Do you have a trash can? I don't. Do you recycle here? How do I? I
And
just
you
like.
see, he kind of like reaches behind him and pulls out of thin air this little waste basket that like still glitches from time to time, and then just offers it to you. And actually, no, what it looks like is, you know, the recycling
It's
bin.
the
on your
recycling bin
computer screen?
icon of the
That's what it
computer.
looks like as he lifts it up.
Amazing.
You put
I
it
look-
in, you hear-
I just look over and I'm like, that. I love it. Okay, great.
and it makes that little whoosh sound that the computer makes, and you drag something to your recycle bin. It makes a sound and everything as he puts it down, and off you go.
Wait, I want to do it too. That was cool.
Pulls back up the recycling bin and offers it to you.
Yeah, just Hayloft just pulls like crumpled receipts out of their pocket and like, just throws them in one at a time for additional whooshes.
Yeah, it makes another whoosh. Ah, good, environmentally sound, environmentally friendly. We love to see it. And
Oh wait, I actually needed that. Can I have that back? No,
No.
it's okay. Let's just go.
What did
No.
we learn?
Jimothy
learned
just
nothing.
floats on their fairy wings through the open corridor.
Yep. All right. So, Jimothy goes in first.
Everything's
you join-
fine. No screaming. No blood.
Nothing. It's just a smooth entrance.
All right, Rare will cautiously go in after him. Kind of.
All right. Okay. Does everyone go in?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hayloft kind of like sneaks around and like under their breath. If someone's listening very closely, they can hear ta 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 ta.
Are you cronking this?
I told you Hayloft was very stupid.
I love it. Oh, we are getting some good quality Vembo representation today, everyone.
Top tier. S tier.
Top tier. So you all enter. Oh, entry order doesn't exactly matter. What you all enter into is a courtroom, or rather a caricature of a courtroom. You actually see that the judge's bench, or whatever the hell you call it, is actually more up like royalty watching a gladiatorial match. And you see like the two tables of the opposing sides, both only manned by like evidence and stacks of papers and data pads. You don't see anyone at either of these tables. You see that the jury and any of the other witnesses to this courtroom are actually more set up like a auditorium like seating around a stage. So like courtroom TV, basically. This is very much for spectacle, not for any real law. You do see a lot of like faceless figures of varying size and shape and adornments and everything, but they're all relatively blank, like unsketched NPCs in some distantly digitized video game, right? You hear murmurings, but it's all just jumble. You're not supposed to make anything out. You all enter this courtroom and see through, as you all enter kind of on one side of the room, on the other side of the room enters a very glamorous Azamar man. He's very tall. He has got, you can tell that under this white button up and suspenders and like these well form-fitted pinstripe pants. He's got like muscle. Like he is very conventionally TV attractive. His dark hair is kind of slicked back like a 1930s reporter, and he walks in with his head high, and you can see actually markings of what look to be angel wing tattoos going up the sides of his neck and up into his hairline as he enters in, and you see a little badge, or it's more like a patch, stitched onto his shirt, and it is representative to the Bardic College of Law, which is a homebrew subclass that I've been working on. So you all do, I would say that you would be able to kind of generally recognize it. Like you kind of see the logo for Harvard and go, oh yeah, that's Harvard, right? Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So he enters, he looks to you all and just, now you all must be the defense. Is that right?
I'm anything you want me to be.
I'm already pulling out my souped up Faye iPhone, and I'm pulling up all of the dating apps to see if he's on any of them immediately.
I just want to do an insight check on this homie. Like,
Go
how is
for it.
he?
Go for it. I'm gonna have Jimothy roll investigation to see if you can find him on any dating app.
Not a dating app investigation check.
Yes, a dating app investigation check. You're gonna sleuth this shit, Jimothy.
It's
21.
It's just an sorry, 21 there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just a regular old investigation check. Now, okay, actually, would Jimothy have experience with dating apps?
Yes, but Jimothy also is a terrible person, and so probably ghosts about 90% of the people that Jimothy talks to on dating apps.
Because I was gonna say, if you have a lot of experience with dating apps, I'll give you proficiency.
Oh, it's just a 10 either way.
Okay, all right, good to know. We're gonna keep that in our pocket.
Quick question.
Yes.
I do have an insight proficiency. Does that count here?
Yep.
Cool. So how does that work exactly?
You just add your proficiency bonus to your insight check.
Okay, I think I already did. So yeah, it's +7. So yeah, it's 21. It's 21.
All right. He's a lawyer. You know, this
But, like-
fucking like more neutral aligned Miles Edgeworth motherfucker. Like,
Okay, like I'm like, is this like a dude who's like a scumbag and he's just pretty, or is he like, I am here to do my job, or like I'm invested in the welfare of the people? Like, where is he?
not
Like?
the last one, but not quite the first one either.
Okay,
It's
so
like,
he's more towards the middle.
yeah, it's a job for him. And whoever he helps, it's whoever he helps. He's assigned to the cases. He does it to the best of his ability, that sort of thing.
Okay, fair.
So, not great. Also part of a corrupt system, so that speaks volume.
Yeah.
But other than that, just not the worst lawyer you've ever seen walking around the big city.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Rare will kind of like move from like this kind of like really drawn in kind of posture, and he'll straighten out a little, and like he looks like one of those wild hairs, so he's kind of like tannish, but the end tips of his fur are like dark. So and, like his very ear tips are dark, but he's kind of reedy for a rabbit. Like he was very clearly like the runt of his family.
Yeah.
like he's grown up, so he's like fine now, but he very clearly was like the small one for a long time by the way he carries himself. So he's just okay. I'm sorry, we're all new here. Who are we defending?
Oh, you don't know the defendant said that's fine. That's fine. I'm assuming first day on the job. Well, don't you worry. I do believe it was a pulls out of nowhere this like piece of paper and just I do believe it was a Dr. Reed.
Oh,
That's your defendant. Yes.
Ugh.
Seems so.
Sounds about right. What?
you mean the hologram man? The man who was a hologram.
Oh, I guess he does have that ability, doesn't he? Well, sorry. Where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Colin Bow, and offers a hand to whoever's closest. Which would probably actually be Jimothy. Jimothy, with your 10, you take that name Colin Bow, and you search it into the system. Now, you do see from like a while ago, all right, there is, that hasn't been touched in like 2 years. There is a Tinder profile. No, sorry. Grinder profile.
Oh.
Naturally.
This bears well.
I see the hand that's outstretched, and I'm still like searching through. So I'm gonna take that name, Colin Bow, and I'm gonna start trying to find his star chart and co-star, and start like pulling up all the information I can.
Oh my god, you're compatible.
mm, hmm.
Rare will not let the handshake stand for too much longer, so he'll come up and shake his hand and just like,
thank you.
nice to meet you. I'm Rare. This is
I'm Blue.
Lennox.
Hayloft?
Jimothy.
Well, I'll admit this is my first time having such a wide range of defense. But I always do love team sports. I do come a little unprepared, so be gentle. Gives you all a wink and then starts heading back towards the prosecutor's bench.
Guy's really hot.
really.
And what exactly are the charges against Dr. Reed?
Do you ask Colin?
Colin, yes.
Okay, Colin stops. Says, I do believe all of your information is on your table. And you do see the defendant's bench, and there are some papers and data pads.
All right, I'm gonna look at these papers.
Check that
Do I
out.
need to roll investigation? Or...
Anyone who wants to peruse may roll investigation.
Okay.
You all can, because you all can grab different papers and data pads.
Oof.
Okay.
Well, that's a nat 1, but I've got a +5, so that's a 6.
Okay.
I got 13.
What was that?
I got a 13.
13?
I grabbed one of the data pads.
All right, so we have 13.
17 plus 2 is
Data?
19.
Ooh, 19. Okay, what else do
I
we
got
get?
14.
Okay, 14.
Jimothy got a 16.
Okay, so for our 1/6 roll, you with a crit fail, is this your first time in a court of law?
Yes.
Yeah, and this also doesn't quite look like what you've seen on TV. It's also just you just met the guy. How are we supposed to defend a dude we've never met? What is going on? I didn't realize there's a lot of thoughts happening, which are completely valid. But that does mean that you're kind of struggling to process any of the information you're taking in. So with our 13 and 14, the two of you grab different data pads and papers. You are able to find out that Dr. Reed, and that's all you see, no like first name or anything. Dr. Reed is being held for charges of cases like general neglect and malpractice. It's like a lot of big words that have so little meaning without context. So it's like, fraudulence and like counterfeiting, but it's not explaining what. It's not explaining like what he neglected, what he stole, what he did. With the 16 and 19, on top of that information, you are able to find that a lot of the cases are also being put together like it feels very much like you've heard of like like high education scandals where like professors get brought in and are like, you were doing bad at your job because of X, Y, and Z. There's a multitude of reasons. But this seems to be very much like nothing heinous. No one got hurt physically, no one, whatever. But it's just like more like emotional distress charges, or like that sort of thing. So it feels very academically based, and it feels like he emotionally or psychologically mistreated someone, and now he's in court and the prosecutor is Colin Bow. So
I lean over to Rare and I'm like, I think I saw a rerun of Ally McBeal that was like this.
Just as long as you don't pay attention to the dancing baby, we should be fine.
Oh, that's not gonna be here? That's not a part. Damn.
Caleb
Okay,
was
this
just
is
kind of like staring at the data pad and going, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep.
This is going to be difficult.
so there's a lot going on here, and I have a lot of questions. It's a little bit hard for me to process. What
Mm.
exactly what are we dealing with here?
He hurt someone's feelings while he was teaching.
And that's something you can be sued over?
Yes.
You
If
can be sued
you
for
are
anything.
supposed to be a custodian of education, interfering with the well-being of your students can be very serious. But defending against an emotional appeal is very hard.
Yes, I would imagine it would be.
And considering how he brought us here in the first place, I'm not sure I'm inclined to defend him.
Yeah. Where can we opt out of this?
you can talk to Colin.
I
Wait.
want to go home.
Part of this is helping fix the corruption, right? What if we just give them what they want?
But where's
And
the corruption?
potentially contribute to the corruption?
But why
Is
would
it the
it be
professor?
why would it be
Or is it
corrupt?
him?
They have an issue with the person that put them in this position, so give them the thing that they want.
And it's not real, right?
That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's not real as hot as he is.
And he
Right?
is really hot. And we're compatible. Look at this. We have like 6 compatible like signs in different
Congratulations.
houses. It's great.
I don't know what any of this means.
I'm gonna
What's a Capricorn?
I'm trying to figure out how I can use perception to help me here, because like that's a better role for me than like investigation. Or could I use insight again? To
On
like
what?
try and glean so there's clearly a tone in the writing of these different like dossiers of like different crimes. Is there like a through line for what they're actually trying to get on him? Is this, I am filing this because I want to make your life painful because lawsuits take 5 million years to settle? Or am I actually trying to cause you damage? Like, is this like I'm trying to harass you or I'm trying to hurt you?
What did you rolled a 19, right?
I got a 19 on the investigation.
Okay, I'm gonna say with that 19 because it was the highest
Mhm.
of that roll. I'm gonna give you it does seem like they've kind of tacked on anything they can.
Mhm.
They've tacked on every little thing. So it seems like they're trying to put as much on Dr. Reed's reputation as they can.
Okay, so it's like a shotgun of like
Yeah.
something's got to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it feels like a very desperate, like you're gonna get charged with something and it's gonna fuck you up somehow. Something like that.
Okay.
Now-
There.
Now, how do we know that this is factual and not corrupted? If we are dealing with corruption, this could be slanderous. This could be lies. How can we tell?
So I guess
Witnesses on the other side.
Yes, actually.
Shit.
I
the
got it.
witnesses,
I
the
got it.
witnesses, the witnesses actually have faces.
Oh.
Well, 2 of them do.
Who of them do? I want to air quote vibe check the 2 witnesses. Like.
All right. Who wishes to vibe check the witnesses that have faces? All right, roll either perception or investigation. And then you will add your proficiency bonus because all y'all are hyper aware at the moment.
Hmm.
That's a 22.
Okay.
14.
14. Okay.
That's a 13 plus 8.
Oh
Okay.
shit. That's 21?
Damn.
13 plus 8 is 21. Yes, I can math.
Yeah.
I got a
Alright.
7.
A 7.
What's
Okay.
with us, like spot checking everything at the beginning, and then now we need to like actually start hitting shit, and it's like no.
Nope.
And what did you get, Ruby?
I got a 7.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Then-
no, the emptiest headed person in the party is the only one who knows anything.
Well, didn't we get 2 above 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's,
cool. Yeah, you two, because everyone else rolled quite poorly. To the rest of you,
Blue and Haylock are our champions right now.
oh, yeah, it's like to basically anyone who rolled under 20, because I think everyone else got either 14s or 7s. Oh no, he's hot. Like, just like, wow, this is unnecessary. It's not like an attraction thing. It's just more like that is unnecessary. Why? Did you really have to put all that effort into pixelating that ass that fine? Like, you really didn't. And you did. Thank you, but how dare you? Like, that sort of thing. It's to those of you who got above a 20. The witnesses that you're actually looking at. One seems to be a very, like, looks like they belong in some old library in, like, the 1920s. Like, this Milo Thatch looking motherfucker is sitting here. Just very lanky and nerdy, very sharp features. He is a drow man. So his white hair is pulled back into a very short ponytail, eyes white rim to rim, and he is clutching a book. And you can see little smudges of like ink on the sides of the book, as if like this has been like calligraphied, but messily so. Seems quite antsy. Is staring daggers at the defendant, like where the defendant is supposed to be seated, except you all know that Dr. Reed's not showing up today. So he's probably just gonna keep staring at that empty chair. And then the other one with is a petite halfling person, and they are like decked out with like this kind of choker bracelet, short curly kind of wild hair, and they are wearing like a uniform, almost like a kind of like, it looks like they would belong in some like fantasy like technician role, like a jumpsuit sort of thing, with gloves. And every now and then they kind of give like little twitches, and you actually see little sparks of electricity coming off of them as they do so. And every now and then you catch like their eyes lighting up with the twitching. And those are the only 2 witnesses with faces. The others are kind of just empty NPC roles. So,
Cool. That guy's a dork.
While the others are looking over the witnesses,
Mhm.
can I cast divination?
how would that work?
And I'm going to use an app on my phone. I've decided that Jimothy uses a phone app for everything.
Yes. Yes.
Jimothy is going to use an app on their phone and scroll through all of these charges and try to use divination to suss out which ones are like potentially actually real.
Okay. All right. How is that going to roll mechanically? Like, do you roll anything? Is this something that you're given?
I get to ask a single question concerning a goal, event, or activity
Okay.
within
Cool.
the next 7 days.
right.
You
Well, you're
don't
doing it now.
necessarily have to be non-cryptic with it. That's up to you.
So, the ones that actually hold, well, here's the thing. All of them hold a semblance of truth. None of them are entirely false. But the ones that are like true, like the ones that it seems like this is where they were like, okay, I can charge them for this, and that was like the starting point. Was the specific, here's the thing, I don't know a lot of legal jargon, basically general malpractice and neglect.
Okay. Okay.
The ones I'm worried about. Cool.
So
I do want to preface this by saying no children have been harmed. I do not do that. So we're good. But those are the real, like, the actual, like, oh, someone actually probably got some semblance of genuinely hurt by this guy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. So I take
Full
a picture
practice.
of the list with my phone, and it
Okay.
does a little filter to it. And so then I show the list to everybody else. I'm like, okay, so it looks like this one and this one are actually pretty reasonable for us to have to defend against. The rest just seem like they added it on there. But these are what we gotta work on these.
So malpractice and neglect from the man who body snatched us off the street to help himself.
Cool.
It's not looking
Nice.
great. It's not looking
No.
great.
So here's my idea. We go up there and we just say, "Prove it." In defense, like you can't. How can you beat that? How can you beat that? Just say, "Prove it."
Unfortunately,
do?
It's gotten me out of a lot of sticky situations.
I swear his buttons are strategically done. That's the second one on the call. Why does it go so far low? Hang on. Just
He's very hot. You gotta focus.
I'm trying.
Is it your first time seeing a hot person?
Yes.
I don't know what to say to you.
I usually don't care.
Okay, here's what I do when somebody's too hot. Do you have a
Okay.
grandma? Like, do you have a grandmother?
Yes.
Okay, so just picture your grandmother's fluffy face right on his ass. And then
Excuse me momentarily? And like Rare kind of put down the thing and just sort of turn the face the wall. Like, just like 1,000-yard stare into the wall. Just
I think I broke our friend.
So
Are they okay?
I don't think so.
all right, I'm good. I'm okay. I just
Colin calls from the other side of the room. Is the defense about ready?
No.
Another spare moment. What is this school for? Like, did we find that out in any of the like?
The School of Law?
Oh, this is for the School of Law itself.
Oh well, no, he is the school. Oh, sorry. No,
Like
I
the charges are coming from.
the charges are coming from. It seems like more like a well-respected tutor.
Okay.
So it's not that he's affiliated with a university or a school, but it's more like, hey, people hired you to teach them, and then you fucked them over, and now you're dealing with this angry AI. So
We can spin this. It's not nice, but I think we might be able to spin this. His job wasn't to take care of them. It was to teach them. That's it.
What does spin mean?
There's a way that we can cast information. If he was supposed to teach them, then that is what he did. It is not necessarily the job of him to be the custodian of their emotions, to help them in problems outside of the subjects he's teaching them. They may be asking him for something he is functionally incapable of.
What is a custodian of emotions?
He's not there to be their friend.
Okay, got it. So we just say he was bad at his job. So what?
No, he was very
Ooh.
good at his job, and that's the problem.
Oh,
He's too much into books and not enough into people.
Right.
okay, got it.
I mean, I say let's just see where it takes us. I say we
That's
just
the only
start.
thing I can think that might work.
If all else fails, I'm pretty certain this one, and I kind of point over at Linux, I'm pretty certain this one could take out both of the witnesses like that.
But
I'm just saying.
You're not wrong.
Rare kind of pull
Without,
up some of the
I'm
folders.
just saying, without witnesses, where's the prosecution?
I
I'm
think that's
just
illegal.
saying here.
Please don't say that loud in the courtroom.
We haven't
I'm
started the case yet.
I'm
It's
here
fine.
for it.
We're
By
discussing
which that's
plans.
illegal. That has to be like the last plan, like the final plan, as when all of the other plans don't plan.
Assassination in Fey Court is like Plan C. We haven't even hit like
Rare.
that's not the last
Rare.
plan. That's like the
You
third
see Colin watching you all.
Like I feel like Rare looks over like that very like bunny like
Hayloft looks over and winks really dramatically.
I'm going to die here.
Make a charisma roll.
Ooh. Oh,
Just a charisma. Just a charisma roll.
Oh, baby, I don't know what my that is a 16.
Oh, okay. So he just kind of adjusts his suspenders and goes back to his stand.
I have a new plan.
Okay.
Does this plan have anything to do with you seducing the lawyer guy?
Well, all of us can.
You
no.
know, you could.
No.
I mean,
I think
but
this
why not?
person would be in it with me. And
See,
Hayloft
Blue's
points
on
to
board.
Timothy.
Listen, we already found his Grindr profile, so we know he's
Exactly.
He's out there, right?
Also-
we know a little bit about him.
I think we
Also,
should start.
Colin-
I think we should start.
Colin hasn't
Yeah.
been active in 2 years. He's probably a very lonely, corrupt program.
We just start the trial.
Exactly.
All right. Once Rare calls out, let's start the trial. That panicked. You actually hear the bong bong echo. through the room.
Well,
makes you jump a little bit, but no psychic damage or anything. As suddenly there is a judge figure in the seat. It's again very much a caricature of a judge. Basically, it is the judge from the Ace Attorney games. Big beard, bald head, way too over black robe, and just let the trial begin, sort of thing. And you are now all standing behind the defendant booth. And the prosecution has stood and has, his hands on the table and is just, is the defense ready to begin?
if by ready you mean not ready at all, yeah.
About as ready as we'll ever be.
Yep.
We will take it. Excellent. And the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. And the judge kind of gives a nod. You see, like, 2 bailiffs. It's the whole setup. And he's like, and and we shall begin with the prosecution. What are the charges that are being charged today, right? And so as the prosecutor kind of starts to shuffle his papers in very methodical, it's almost like he's counting the number of times he's tapping the papers and putting them in a straight line and just, well, Your Honor, the trial that we are gathered here today to get to the bottom of is against a noticeably missing Dr. Reed. I don't think that I will need to remind the court that Dr. Reed has yet to appear for any of his trials. So keep that in mind with your character assessment. Now, today we are going with against the charges of, and he starts going through the list. You all notice that he actually will go back now and then and kind of go over the neglect and like general maltreatment. It's like, and this would feed back into the actions of, it's like, and we can see by the testimonies that we will be gathering here today that we, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I have a really specific question. I'm watching 2 witnesses.
Okay.
I want to know which charges the 2 of them react to.
Okay. Roll. You know what? No, this one I'll give to you. They both viscerally kind of recoil anytime it's mentioned back to the essences of neglect, meaning that like there were times that like, needs were unmet and
Okay.
it is because of this, or the charges of like there has been some dishonesty in the paperwork. There's been discrepancies which have led to this like maltreatment of these people with this
Okay.
distress. So it's going back to the two primary charges, even though they are being quite vague about what actually
Mhm.
happened.
Okay.
So it's those two things that both of them are like, mm. The
Okay.
rest of the witnesses are like, oh, no, no. Very like
Mhm.
backstage thing. Yes, Wes?
I was gonna say whenever after like the second or third time that they call back to the initial charges that we know are pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the ace attorney thing and call out objection and finger point to the corner. I don't know what corner of the room I'm pointing to, but I'm pointing to a corner of the room.
Okay.
It's not even like towards anyone specifically. I just know that you always point your finger and you yell objection.
Okay. Colin stops. And you notice that you have interrupted a spell. As he kind of looks to you and just, does the defense actually have an objection?
Yes, we do.
Uh-huh.
You keep repeating
I
the
kind of like
same-
look over and I pat Rare on the back. I'm like, yeah, you got it. And under my breath, I'm gonna try to cast enhance ability on Rare.
Oh,
Okay, cool, because I want to
Okay.
cast a spell.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Rare will say, you keep repeating the same allegations without explaining what they are. And I'm going to cast counterspell.
Oh. Okay. So you cast counterspell and you just, wait, don't I have to roll something?
Stop spell being cast if above sorcerer level of the spell. Make DC plus sorcerer level charisma check. My sorcerer level is 10, so that's a 20.
Okay. I'm gonna roll
Okay.
and see what happens. Okay. It's like I almost hope it fails because this is too good. This is too
Or is
good.
it spell level? Because that would be 3rd level spell, and that would be a 13. But I will cast it as a higher level if I have to.
Okay, yeah. This is
I'll cast it as level 5 if I need to.
this is actually wait. Actually, this is not a spell. It's a class feat. So I sorry, that's on
Okay.
me. It is not a spell, but you did interrupt something. You do
Okay.
know that he was doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And you interrupted it. You
Mhm.
still did cut it off and still have put him on the spot. It's just, oh, well, let's dive a little deeper into these allegations then. And so he starts to focus primarily on the neglect and like maltreatment cases. So as we can tell by the testimonies that we have gathered from our witnesses that will also be presented to you all on this fine day, we are looking at someone who not only lied to their pupils, but then used their pupils to get to his own gains. We are not looking at simple students. We are looking at people, at mortal beings. Yes?
Objection.
More-
Timothy just looks over. And is like, I kind of know bullshitting when I see it.
I don't think that's a legal term.
I don't. Whatever. We call bullshitting in fairy court all the time. This
Okay,
is
carry
court.
on.
I'm a fairy. Fairy court. Bullshitting.
You're right.
As
I'm sorry I questioned you.
as you're talking, you actually get met back with a and you hear the whole room go dead quiet as you have been objected by the prosecutor. And just as I was saying, back onto my original statement, and you notice that all of the jury have now just fixated on the prosecutor. No one is looking at you. The witnesses are tense now and are staring. Like you can see like them starting to sweat Nervously, as they are watching the prosecutor.
But
Rejection.
didn't the prosecution get to already state all of their things? Isn't it technically the defense's turn?
The prosecutor looks up to the judge, and the judge just, I'll allow it. What would the defense like to say?
Timothy very quickly gestures to the rest of the group, like, guys, okay, everybody, I did the thing. I did the someone
Called
else.
rejection, and I have something legal to say. I think it's very emotionally manipulative that you keep going back and back and back on these charges without actually elaborating on them. You keep saying neglect, but what was really neglected? Just because they got their feelings hurt, does that mean we have to be here on a Tuesday afternoon? I don't think so. That's it.
That is a fair question from the defense, I'm sure, and I would be more than happy to elaborate if I could continue without being interrupted, of course.
But you've been talking for so long.
The defense would like to submit a request.
Of course.
Get to the point, and I want to cast Mind Sliver on him.
Okay, all right. Explain how this works.
Mind Sliver is one creature save or 2d6 psychic damage, and minus 1d4 from first saving throw before my next turn ends. So, basically, I'm gonna psychically slap him.
All right.
It's basically like the hold it.
All right. Do you roll to hit, or do I?
It
Make a saving
is
throw.
enchantment. I think the saving throw is charisma, and my ability save DC is 16.
16. All right. Yeah, nah. That's below a 10. So you have mentally slapped the prosecutor of this case that you're on.
So he's just like, can you just get to the point, please? Like, do we just? I have great respect for the formality of the court and the process of the law, but it would be most expedient for the victims that you are prosecuting for if we would get this over with. This is clearly an anguishing process for them, and the longer you take, the longer they live through it.
He looks over to the
job.
Yeah, that was real fucking good. Are you trying to intimidate by chance?
Sure.
All right. I would say roll with advantage because you did just mentally slap him. So you're gonna roll with advantage.
Okay. Whatever. Please. Goodness for advantage. 20! 20!
Not 20! Holy shit! So
the first roll was a 2! Oh my god!
Oh shit! From 2 to 20, from 0 to hero, real quick. So, at first, what happens is you do this, and this tall Azamar man is looking down at this little bunny person, right? And then just basically gets the equivalent of someone taking their glove off and smacking them across the face in front of the whole room, and then gets shouted at. So there's kind of stiffens up and looks back over to the two witnesses with faces. And just, do you wish for me to move this along? And the witnesses kind of, and the halfling person with the glitching speaks, and their voice is layered, like a robotic layering, and it just, whatever gets us to the guilty verdict, sir. And then the prosecutor turns back around. Excellent. Now,
I have an idea.
go for it.
I want to sneak and try to take papers. So the prosecution, or this guy Colin, he's I don't know anything about law. This guy, he's
That's fair.
he's standing away from his table, right?
Yeah, he's talking to the jury.
Cool. I want to
Mostly.
go to his table and take his papers. I want to take his stuff.
Oh my god. Okay, roll stealth.
And can
Also,
I
thank
cast guidance?
Yeah.
and
Does
thank
anyone
you
wish to
so
aid?
much. Thank you so much, Miko, for that $20 donation. Let's go.
Oh my god, thank you, Nico! Yay!
Okay, all right.
$20 donation
So-
for
That
dwarven
is a
stealthing.
25.
Didn't need my guidance. All right.
A
That's-
14.
Hey, you still have that.
You still get
11.
extra
It's
guidance.
still on your sheet. We're not wasting that. You still got it. Okay, a 23 to stealth, and now I need you because
Oh,
you
I'm
did.
sorry. It was a 25.
Oh, sorry, a 25. Since it was a 25. Because you rolled so well, I'm gonna have you get advantage on the sleight of hand to take the stuff off the desk.
Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and roll that. That's not great.
Well, you get to roll twice and take the higher number.
Okay, it is a 5 plus 11 is 16.
Oh, there we go. That's the ticket. You all watch as Dwarven Rogue Hayloft sneaks off. And if you all listen very carefully here, dun, 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 as they make their way across the courtroom, as Colin is not paying attention. Colin is focused on the witnesses and is on these two witnesses and on the jury. The judge does not seem to be processing what you're doing. The judge is like watching you, but it's like a cat that couldn't be asked either way. Like it's just like you get the papers, you get everything off his desk, and you hurriedly like run it all the way back. And now you all have all of the defense attorney's material, the prosecution's material that were on his desk. He turns around and looks at it and just like looks over to you all and sees it on the table and just but you do see him start to get on edge. As he attempts to just carry on. The show must go on, but you can tell he's sweating under there. Like
Hi, friends. I brought this.
So can we now roll like an investigation on the
Yep.
papers? Okay.
yes, you may all roll investigation to read through all the papers.
Can I play distraction while others are investigating and go?
Okay, how do you do this?
So since the prosecution, Colin, is still trying to talk to the jury, I'm gonna step out and say, I have one more objection. The witnesses earlier mentioned that they wanted to get to the guilty verdict. I'm sorry, but only the jury is allowed to supply a verdict one way or another. And if a witness is attempting to sway the jury in one way or another, isn't that technically an objection in the court?
Wow. Roll persuasion with advantage. Because that was really fucking good.
I also have a question.
I watched a lot of
Yes,
Ally McBeal. Let's go, y'all.
Is there a daily limit on cantrips the way there are on other level spells?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, fun. Mind Sliver is a cantrip.
You just murder this AI. Fuck.
Why won't you do? There we go.
So,
Don't
as
kill him. I have
you,
patience.
That's
too pretty to die.
that's an 18 on persuasion.
Okay. All right. Really quick? What did everyone roll on their investigation checks?
Oh,
I got
14.
20.
I
20.
got-
I mean,
Well,
y'all got it. Never mind.
So it's 20. What was it? 14, 15?
14.
14,
mine was a 9.
9. Okay. Did Rare roll?
No, I think Rare's kind of psyching himself up to
Okay.
Mind Sliver him again, honestly.
Yeah, okay. All right. So to our 9, it's a lot of similar. It's also in really big words. Like you don't know what these words mean. It's a lot of legal jargon. It's very dense. It's like it hurts your. You know when you look at like a wall of text, and it just hurts your head to look at. That's kind of what you're getting from these. But it seems to be reminiscent of the stuff you saw earlier. For our 14, you can see that there are already like pre-written and pre-recorded and like like pre-documented testimonies from the witnesses, but it seems to be like it's on a data pad, and this one has like a bit of an encryption. But for our 20, it was over 20, right?
Yeah, it was exactly 20.
Okay, 20. All right. So, was it a dirty 20 or a natural 20?
No, it was 17 plus 3.
Okay, cool. So, 20 either way.
Yeah.
You are able to poke around, and you're kind of just like, why am I here? I didn't want to be here. I want to go home. This is annoying. Like, this guy just won't stop talking. If I wanted to listen to a lawyer, I'd put on the TV. I want to go home. And you're kind of just poking around. And what's your class again?
I'm a ranger.
Okay, so not derivative from magic then. But as you're kind of poking around, you're poking and like kind of dragging things around on this data pad. This is kind of newer technology, not what you would take out with you on expeditions and stuff. You're able to accidentally open one of the testimonies. I'm going to let you, player, choose. Do you get the nerdy Milo Thatch with the ink-covered book, or do you take the techno halfling?
Ooh. The second one.
Okay. So the person who said get to the guilty verdict.
Yes.
So you learn that this as you were told, this AI has a listed name of redacted, as if it had been removed from all documentation. You see that this witness was a former student of Dr. Reed, and ended up, after learning how to kind of maintain these sorcery skills through Dr. Reed, like kind of learning almost like a Merlin and Arthur from the Sword in the Stone thing, like, oh, teach me how to use my magic, ended up being basically used by Dr. Reed as a magic battery. So kind of was there to be drained of energy and magics. But that's kind of what you're getting from this like AI's report form. So that's the one who said, let's get to the guilty verdict.
This does not look good, y'all.
Rare would kind of gesture for the papers or like whatever you tell.
Yeah.
Like I'm guessing you tell everybody.
Yeah, I just, since I accidentally opened it, I just pass it along so that y'all can like see it. I highlighted the more important parts.
Yep. With that persuasion roll earlier, you do see the jury and even like the bailiffs are kind of stirred by this. You hear kind of murmurs throughout like the audience in all the seats, and you see the judge kind of sitting there taking it in. And very quickly, Colin, assessing the situation around him, looks to you, Jimothy, and kind of in quick succession will start to mention of, well, of course, our witnesses will have their own personal opinions with all of the torment and pain that they have gone through based on these allegations of neglect. And you see him kind of picking back up, and in very quick succession, it's very hard to interrupt him. You hear him start to kind of repeat these causes, and you notice, I'm going to have all of you roll,
Oh no.
roll a wisdom saving throw. All of you are going to get advantage on it.
Okay.
Because you kind of know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I need everyone to make a wisdom save.
At advantage just means we take the higher number, right?
Yes.
That was very bad. I got a 16, but the first roll was a 2.
Okay, well, you have the 16, so thankfully. Oh, no.
I also have a 16.
21, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
Let me.
That was
try
relief. That
again.
wasn't distracting.
Okay.
I got a 9 there. I was like, oof. Let me see if I get another one. Ooh. hold on. This is very slow. I got a 19.
19. All right, Wes, what did you get?
I got a 24.
A 24. So was our lowest 19?
16.
16. 16. Okay, cool.
You sweet little hayloft.
All right, so with our you two 16s, you feel this like kind of pull, almost like you're being kind of like, oh wow, maybe this Dr. Reed guy is a dick. Like he really hurt those people. But no, wait, but hold on, no, this guy, no, Mr. Hotman, you're not. I still got. I can think for myself, sir. The rest of you are just like, you don't feel like any of the pull. But let's see how the rest of the courtroom does.
Boy.
Not well. So basically what has been done is called the press conference rag, is when a bard of this college repeats a fact over and over again, they are able to implement that thought into people's minds. Kind of like, oh yes, they both reached for the gun, oh yes, they both reached for the gun. And that is what has been done by Colin to most of the rest of the courtroom. You all are unswayed. But now the jury and everyone seems to be so focused on, oh, but he hurt this person. He hurt these people. We can't stand for that. Not someone to be so high standing. He hurt these people. So that sort of thing. And you do now know about this human battery situation. Well, half a battery.
Objection. I think this man just tried to magic me.
And he kind of looks over and goes, prove it.
I can't prove it because it happened in my brain.
Your Honor. And the judge just overruled and carries on.
I cast a spell magic at 5th level on the jury in the courtroom.
On the jury?
On like the rest of the courtroom that's been like the effect that took place.
Okay, so
I cast a spell magic with Hayloft's objection.
Okay. All right.
Technically, it was a rejection.
A rejection. Okay, so do you roll? Do I roll?
It will automatically dispel an effect that would be like 4th level or lower, essentially.
Okay. What if it's higher?
Then I think I roll? Oh, then I roll. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll.
Yeah, if it's higher than that, then I roll.
Yeah, because this is a level 14 bard here. So.
That's a natural 20 plus 5 for a 25.
We love to see it. We love to see
Timothy.
We're like winning at law right now.
I watched a lot of Ally McBeal. I've got Olivia Pope from Scandal on my side. Let me tell you.
Colin Bogue and go get fucked. All right, so you watch as it was Jimothy, right? Jimothy casts his dispel magic. You all watch as Jimothy is just, nuh-uh, no way, we're not doing this. And you kind of feel this like wave of energy like leave Jimothy and go across the entirety of the courtroom. And you kind of see, like, again, the witnesses besides the two, the jury, all of them don't have faces, but you kind of see like the head shakes and the like the kind of the body language of it, and murmurs. You do see the kind of the quick blinking from the judge, as he just
I
Carry
told
on.
you.
You have neutralized the playing field again. Now
Your
with
Honor,
yes.
I would like to apply for a mistrial. The prosecutor, Mr. Bowe, keeps pushing the humanity of the people he's defending when, by the admission of his own papers, he doesn't even know one of their names. The prosecution is claiming that our defendant used both of them. But if he is unwilling to even give one of them their own name, who's to say that he's not doing the same to them? I think he's trying to use this case to elevate his profile as a lawyer. And I think it would be inappropriate for this to continue further. And he's going to submit his papers with the redacted name on the top of it.
Take that.
Earlier I said there were 3 rooms. I've condensed it all to 1. This is fantastic. So you submit the papers. It kind of appears on the judge's desk as he looks down at this and kind of flips through it. And he looks to Colin, who went from livid to panicked. As the judge looks over to Colin. And it's just, and is there anything that you have to say in your defense? As Colin just, and he looks to you all with this dead expression. They are not my names to share. They have requested that their names remain anonymous due to the fact that names hold power. Looks to you, Jimothy. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, so we're playing by my people's rules again. I thought that bullshitting wasn't counted in this court of law.
He looks over to the witnesses, very perturbed. Y'all have rustled his feathers as he looks to the witnesses and just, do you all wish to introduce yourselves fully in the court of law? And the witnesses kind of look to each other. And the Milo Thatch looking motherfucker stands up. Clutching his book. And just, Lloyd. My name is Lloyd. Lloyd.
That's it? I was expecting something like exciting. Am I supposed to know who this person is?
Hayloft.
Oh.
Clutches the book, and you notice that as he clutches it, black ink starts to ooze from the bottom of the book as if it's coming out of the book as he clutches it. And the other person in the halfling stand up and goes, Circuit. You may call me Circuit.
Can I roll I was just gonna ask if I could roll an investigation check on that book.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh.
Investigation could work, perception, history to see if you recognize anything. If anyone wants to roll on the oozing book.
All right. If I roll perception, that's a 21.
Okay. All right. Did anyone else roll?
14 on perception on the book.
Caleb doesn't want to know, so they didn't.
I got a 6. I just shouldn't.
I feel like
shouldn't roll
Hayloft and
anymore.
Jimothy are on either sides of the table, just making like come at me eyes at Colin, just like mean mugging, just like what's that?
And Ruby is we got you're trying over here, like really trying.
Bless
Like
you, Ruby.
squinting, I'm glaring at everyone, but I'm like, no, this isn't it. I have no idea what's going on.
I want to go home. So then we had
Hayloft has a thought, and I want to present it to the group.
Okay.
Hey, so our client is not here. And if I recall correctly, courts, you have the right to have a fair and speedy trial, but don't you also have the right to be there? Like, how do we know that our client didn't come because he didn't want to or because he couldn't? I don't know if the hot guy gave our client the opportunity to actually be here at his own trial. And I don't think that was a question we asked, and maybe we should. Maybe we should ask.
All right.
But
Before
not
you
me.
do that.
I feel like Rare was gesturing her them to go forward. Anyway.
Oh. Before you would decide to ask, let me give you those perceptions. The 16 was it?
Uh,
Um,
14.
14, 14. So with a 14, it's like that is definitely magic. That doesn't look like it could just be, wow, there's a bunch of ink that is now being squished. It wouldn't do that. This looks
Mm.
too like there's too much of it um dripping and kind of getting onto Lloyd's shirt. Which is like the more Lloyd seems to sweat, the more the book seems to ooze.
Oh.
Blue,
Ew.
you got above a 20, right?
Yes. So
You
21.
okay. You recognize vaguely this as a form of necromancy that is often used a little more homebrew. It's based upon the Japanese folklore of the haunted inkstones, where if you use the same inkstone to tell the same story over and over and over again, the story will come true and you will be haunted by the ghosts of that story. And he seems to be a practitioner of that kind of necromancy. But I will also give you this. There has been a wave of trying to find creative uses for that necromancy, such as various storytelling art forms. If you write the same story over and over again, perhaps you could create a visual medium.
You know,
Um,
just asking. If someone would use this ink to, I don't know, maybe make an animation cell, and you got to make like a whole bunch of them to like make a thing happen. I don't like this. Um,
so as he starts to sweat and you notice he's getting really antsy, the book seems to also be getting antsy. But yeah, you recognize that, Blue. You also did not get their testimony. That one is still locked.
hmm.
You got Circuits, not Lloyd's. So you can either ask about where the hell's the doctor. Does Blue share this information first?
Oh yes, Blue will definitely share this information and tell everyone at the table, like, hey, this is what's going on. This seems pretty shady, and it seems that perhaps, the more pressure we put into this situation, the more anxious that Lloyd is getting. So perhaps he's kind of pulling the strings here.
All right. With that information and the idea that was posited by Hayloft, what do you do?
Uh,
Do we know within that information if that we could potentially destroy the book?
Yes, you could. You could, but you would have to get the book away from them and either like burn it or rip it to shreds. And yeah. So you can, in theory. You would just have to try really hard and also get it from him.
I am a sniper, so I could just,
You could. That is very much an option. I will not dissuade you.
Okay, so I ask the group if they're into this idea.
uh, should we posit the question about the doctor briefly? It might give more pressure to the situation to see if the book reacts strangely.
That's a good idea. Based on the reaction and how the book reacts, we could then plan further from then.
Okay.
So
Rare will
you're
kind
gonna
of
shoot it with
Well,
Maybe.
maybe so.
okay.
Rare will step forward from the group, back up to the bench again. Your Honor, just a brief question about the proceedings. As I understand it, a defendant, I believe it's unusual for a defendant to be sentenced without them present in the courtroom. Is there a particular reason why this trial was allowed to go on without the presence of Dr. Reed?
And you see the judge kind of, there have been multiple attempts at getting Dr. Reed into this courtroom for a fairer trial, and he has never once appeared. We have had to cancel and postpone this trial many times, and we have gone through many defendants trying to get this case solved. But it remains the fact that he must be tried. So if he wishes to not come, then we shall run the trial without him.
Doesn't sound very fair.
And if the professor is unable to come for circumstances outside of his own volition?
Then we simply must have the trial without him here.
Prove it. Is that a law? I don't think that's a law.
The judge picks up his gavel and slam, slam, slam. I will not be disrespected in my own court.
Noted, sir.
Can I get a
Takes the
perception
court.
check on the room itself? I
Yeah,
want to
what-
see if there's any sort of lighting that might be if there's like perhaps a torch that would be fire, or if there's any
Okay.
glasses of water or any other sort of elements in the room.
Blue, what you
Okay.
doing? Blue, what you doing?
I will give you this. What did you want? Roll perception. Roll perception.
Okay.
Yeah, perception or investigation, whichever is higher.
Okay, so that's hell the maths. 23.
23. Okay, you do see at the defense's at the prosecutor's table there is a glass of water that Colin has not touched, which makes sense. You're in a VR space. But there is like a glass of water. You do see that there are some like off-brand water bottles by like various jury members that they're kind of like drinking from, but like it's more just the gesture. It's so there is technically this virtual digital water in these cups. Yes. Why?
I was
Tell
just curious about if I could conjure elemental to try to depending on what route we go with, if Ruby tries to snipe the book and it ends up not working, that perhaps an elemental could help us out in some way.
I'm gonna say yeah, fuck it. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. So you have that idea in your back pocket for things go south. All right.
Lennox, you're thinking of sniping the book out of their hand, right?
Just the book in general and see what happens.
Would it
See if
would
we
it-
can destroy it, because we know we could potentially destroy it. So if we destroyed it, there's what could happen if that were to be destroyed.
would it help if the witnesses were a little unnerved and shaken by their surroundings? Like maybe if they like shrieked and dropped the book instead,
I
What
don't
if we called a Reese's?
rather than
Oh,
do you mean
I
we're gonna come back to that one, Hayloft. We're gonna come back to that one.
a break. What if we called a break so they were distracted? A Reese's.
oh.
Oh shit! I don't even know what I was thinking about now.
I was just gonna
like
say,
Dr.
is there are in the papers that we stole, are there pictures of like the old classrooms and things that Dr. Reed taught these people in, or like used circuit as a battery in?
Yeah, there would be in circuits. No, not yeah, in circuits folder. You would see photographs of an area that looks very. We kind of said this earlier, very Tron. It's very much lit with like LEDs, and there seems to be this like contraption that you would assume that circuit was probably hooked up to, and you also see it's just general photos of that room you would see.
This is a little bit of a stretch of something, but since we are in virtual reality, that would be
Mhm.
the natural terrain of the surroundings we are in. Can I cast hallucinatory terrain to make the courtroom look like the rooms in the picture? To try to throw off the witnesses and give an opening to the rest of the people to, like, do things with? Okay.
Yes, you may.
Then they have to make a intelligence, just an intelligence check against
Okay.
my DC to try to see if they believe the illusion that I put on.
All right.
All of us?
I think I could pick who.
Yeah.
Is...
Who do you want to fool?
Yeah. So I can pick who isn't fooled. So we're good, but
Everyone else.
actually no. Everybody but the witnesses is good.
Okay, so you're also not trying to ensnare Colin, right?
No, I just want to mess up the witnesses because I'm trying to disprove them.
Okay.
Okay.
So no Reese's.
No, you see.
Maybe a Snickers.
What do I have to beat?
My save DC is a 17.
Nope. Okay. Yeah. One rolled a 6 and one rolled an 8.
Oh no.
Oh.
So the two of them watch as the courtroom like slowly shifts into the room in the pictures.
All right.
And I have to like maintain the spell, so like I've got like a hand under the table just like slowly going about it, and I just look at Linux and I'm like, whenever you see an opening.
Okay. So they all believe it. Sorry, the chat. Okay. So let's see how this is for me. I'm gonna see how much they are.
Uh-oh. That was a series of expressions.
You all watch as Lloyd just eyes go wide, and he clutches the book and it just starts seeping all over his shirt, all over his sleeves. It's going down onto his pants. There's ink everywhere. And you start to notice as it gets on the white shirt that like there's like tints of other colors, as if this ink is not just straight ink. There's like other things mixed into the ink. What you see from Circuit is their eyes go wide, and like you just see the sparks. Just no, I don't want to go back.
They're seeing something. They're seeing something.
You see like the sparks as they start to have a trauma response. And you see them kind of like trying to climb behind Lloyd, who like Lloyd is trying to protect them. And then you all see Colin snap a head back and then slowly turn it towards you all with a look of malice. As just he bares his teeth, and you see his eyes start to glow, and the angel wings on his neck start to glow. But Lloyd drops the book in an attempt to calm Circuit. The book has been dropped. The witnesses are both fucked up.
Linux,
You
go!
better take the shot. You better take the shot.
Yeah, take
Guess
the
what,
shot.
BB?
Knife it, BB.
I'm doing it.
Take the shot.
Do I just roll a 20?
Yeah, roll a d20. Add your proficiency bonus because I'm assuming you're proficient with your gun.
Okay, cool. So that's.
Are you a
Yes.
gunslinger? Oh, I love this.
Yeah, I mean, I equipped a bow, but like it's it's modern.
Oh, okay,
days.
a bow.
Yeah, it's modern days.
I got
It can be
super
like
excited. I
an
was like,
actual
what?
sniper.
Oh.
Yeah, I just imagine you whipping out like a sniper rifle in the courtroom and shooting a book. Like...
So that's a 1 plus 4.
You crit failed. Okay, I need you to roll damage for me really quick.
Can I roll? Can I cast guidance?
The attack's already been made,
Oh.
so
Oh no.
roll damage.
Can roll the time.
Okay,
Who
so
are you
I'll
gonna
just do it
hit?
on the longbow that I have
Okay.
equipped. Think about that. Uh, 1 second. Very slow.
I feel so bad for your dice, Ruby. I like your dice is
That
A
always.
dice
nine.
is going into jail.
You got a thoughtful look. What are we thinking?
I got a 9.
Okay, 9. All right.
So,
So you all watch as Lennox draws the bow, pulls back, and aims, and you're all like, "Take the shot! Take the shot!" And you go to hit the book that Lloyd has dropped, and you all watch in slow motion as like the bow, like the arrow, you all have just been shouting, they slipped, and you watch as the arrow is flying too high and is going straight for Circuit. But before it hits Circuit, Lloyd seems to see it and pulls and takes the arrow into the back. But is still standing as he is like protecting Circuit. Colin, at this point, you hear enough as the entire room just shakes as he objects. And just, so it seems that this is how we are going to play this.
Oh no.
oh
Hi.
no.
Kalof gets under the table.
And can I try and stealthily go and grab the book?
Yeah, roll stealth.
Blue, please.
Stealth is plus. I got 16.
Oh, okay. So Colin has now turned and is shouting at the judge. Your Honor, this is unacceptable. They have physically assaulted. They have harmed one of the witnesses, blah, blah, blah. This goes beyond badgering the witness, blah, blah, blah. You are able to take this time to sneak around and get the book from that Lloyd had been carrying and are able to kind of scuttle on back and like you get behind there. What do you do with the oozing book?
I mean, well, now that we have it, we can destroy it, right? So,
I do want to ask, does anyone decide to take a look inside?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Hey, love.
I'm a little terrified to open an oozing book, but you
Okay.
know, I mean,
That's not wise. That's not wise.
Kalof uses a piece of paper to open it, though.
Okay, so Hayloft opens it.
Yeah.
Hayloft, what you see in this book is it is a story written, you would assume, by Lloyd. A story of 3 people who wanted to start a new life. 3 people who wanted to be free of the shackles that had been chained upon them by the names of Circuit, Lloyd, and Colin.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Oh, this is a sad book, guys.
Oh, I have to be an asshole. First of all, does this information relate to everybody else?
It is Hayloft.
Rejection. It seems like the defense has a very, very, very intimate and close relationship with the witnesses and should not be the one defending them, as it seems like a conflict of interest, and he is the custodian of their emotions.
We love a callback. Oh, God. Okay. So you shout this about like the prosecution who is aiding these witnesses is emotionally has like that conflict of interest sort of thing.
A deep emotional attachment is not fit to stand as trial. Yeah.
Fine. If this is how I have to do my job, then so be it.
Please don't attack me.
And as Colin snaps, the judge wisps away. The bailiffs wisp away. The people watching in these audience seats wisp away. Everyone, including the jury, is gone. It is just now you all, Colin, Circuit, and Lloyd. Circuit, who is sitting with Lloyd trying to tend to this arrow that's now sticking out of his back. You notice that he's actually bleeding black He is bleeding ink. He is not bleeding blood. Um, as Circuit is trying to patch him up and kind of soothe him with this very robotic attempt at comfort. And Colin puts himself fully in between you all and the witnesses. And just, it is my job above all else to make sure that he gets the guilty verdict that that he deserves. If you all wish to defend this man and help him get away with his crimes, then so be it.
We really don't give a shit
Fun.
about the man. We want to go home.
So do we.
Yeah, well, why can't we work together to go home? It sounds like this guy sucks all around, and you have no quarrel with us other than the quarrel that you manufactured. Is that right?
I manufactured this.
Yeah.
I never asked for any of this. I've been stuck here for, I think, how many days has it been? It's been over 600 days. I've
That's
lost count.
like a year. Oh well, maybe 2.
2 years. I've been in this courtroom for 2 years. Circuit's been working as a basement battery for 30. And Lloyd has been stuck pumping out this materials to keep Dr. Reed in his power for well over 50. We have been stuck here under the thumb of this Dr. Reed. And if you all wish to stand in our way of getting our vengeance, then so be it, but don't you dare blame us for the way that we've tried to get it. And you notice
Did
that
any of you say that? I didn't say that. Timothy? Blue? The bunny?
Rare.
Rare?
You notice that the angel wings stop glowing and his eyes return to their normal color. If you have a way of getting us out of here, we will not be a problem for you all.
I don't, but they might.
It's the way that you say you won't be a problem for us.
The only person that I plan to be a problem for is Dr. Reed.
Oh, great. Wanda, you sounded really like I'm gonna have a villain origin story for a second.
I might. Listen, I'm sure that my boyfriend thinks I'm dead. The longer
You
I
have a
take it-
boyfriend? Ugh,
I had
I'm
a boyfriend
done.
2 years ago. I don't even know if he thinks I'm alive.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna pull up the Grinder profile and see if their boyfriend's
that's
That's
profile
why it
is linked.
hasn't been active for 2 years, Jennifer.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if the boyfriend's profile is linked to that one, open relationships. It's fine.
I
and
don't think you should do that. Like, hey,
Couldn't figure out after you get us out of here.
Timothy,
I-
it seems like Mr. Colin is having a very rough time emotionally, and learning that his boyfriend is boinking other people is probably not.
No,
That
I
is
was
not
gonna see how
necessarily the case.
active.
Oh my god.
I was gonna see how long that the boyfriend's profile was active because maybe the boyfriend was like, "Oh, tragedy, my partner's gone. I'm gonna not boink other people." That's what I was saying.
My heart is broken. I shall never love again.
Exactly.
Right, well, I mean,
I suppose the point we're all trying to make is that Dr. Reed is a man who is quite talented as making his own enemies, but there is no reason for us to be.
yeah, Rare is so smart.
As long as we get out of here, I don't care.
We have been here for several hours. We were all trying to just attend to our affairs, and now we are here, beset upon the sins of a man who has clearly earned them.
I do
want
not
to
wish.
help you.
I actually had real life court today, so I'm Gucci.
Oh shit.
Ooh. You notice that his you notice that his shoulders kind of relax. He kind of gives Hayloft a look, but it's a. I do not wish to be your enemy either. There have been many defendants that Dr. Reed has sent, and they always try either to play along or they just try to kill us. what was it that they've been saying? And you watch as like Circuit is pulling out the arrow and like casting healing magic on Lloyd.
Can I
so
cast
sorry.
creation to just like spawn some like band-aids over near
Yeah.
them? Like some
Yeah.
bandages? Yeah, he will absolutely do like a a fucking 5-foot cube of like medical supplies just next to them. Just like
So you see Circuit gives, just like a thank you. Also,
we thought
yes,
the book might have been hurting him. That's why we tried to get rid of the book and
Lloyd just,
missed.
Very
Yeah,
witty.
my hand slipped. So
Lloyd kind of gives you all a look. It's like, it's no problem. No, it doesn't hurt. That did, but I do understand what you all were trying to do, so thank you. But it's ow, as like Circuit is working on it, but no maliciousness, as this twiddly little guy is just like um but Colin, with hands raised, just let us agree on a verdict. Perhaps that will get us out of here. We've never been able to get to one.
Let's kick this boomer's ass.
Let's kick this boomer's ass. Yes.
Would now, okay, just a question. We walked in through a door
Mhm.
that Reed had essentially opened.
Mhm.
Do we think that perhaps Reed is watching and observing what's going on, and would he be on the same plane of existence as we are?
Same plane of existence, but you don't know if he's watching. With everything that's happened, you've gotten no indication either way.
Well, if we are to hand down the verdict,
Guilty?
everyone. So Hayloft said guilty.
yep.
Guilty.
Timothy? Timothy.
Jimothy and Blue, what are we thinking?
Do you have any snacks?
Not
Timothy finally is just like, this has lost its fun. Guilty.
This was fun for you?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? This reminded me of home. This was more like Feycourt than Feycourt has been in a long time.
I'm so sorry.
It
Or
was very dramatic.
congratulations.
It was very dramatic. Blue?
All right. We'll go with guilty.
Okay. Colin straightens his back and looks up to where the judge once sat, and you see him kind of like re-virtualize. And just, we have come to an we will not be in need of a jury on this day. I know this is quite unconventional, but Your Honor, the court has come in agreement. A verdict of guilty. And you hear multiple voices from where the jury stand had been chime out simultaneously like a chorus in a stage play. Guilty! And that shall sentence Dr. Reed to immediate retribution. And you all start to feel the room depixelize. And it starts to look similar to the room you all had first been in. As then you see the doors kind of open. It's the same door, but instead of leading into a bright white light, it's like a dark hallway. And you do remember the other room being very dark. So it does seem to lead back to where you were, and Colin gestures for you all to go first.
Nose goes.
I'll be honest, I fear if I go first that he'll shut the door and you all won't be able to leave.
Hayloft has their finger on their nose.
Yes.
Rear will go first.
Okay.
Rare, you're so brave.
I try not to be. I'm allergic to it.
Really?
Oh my god. All right. Does anyone else go with Rare?
Hela follows.
Oh,
Oh,
I can't hear you.
Wes, we can't hear
Wes,
you.
we can't hear you.
Oh no, we can't
Oh,
hear
There we
you.
go.
Yes.
Okay.
There we
There
go.
we
I
go.
was gonna say, Jimothy preps finger guns and follows directly behind Rare.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Good.
cast light as I go in, so that way I'm like,
Okay. All right. So then Jimothy goes behind Rare. Order number doesn't really matter. I just need to know if everyone goes in. If so, what do you do to prepare yourselves to enter?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a hand on my dagger just in case, and follow through.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have my weapon ready as well, just in
Okay.
case.
All right. And Hayloft.
Hayloft is kind of like sneaking.
Okay. All right. So you all enter in and you do hear like the sounds of also Blue, did you leave the book behind? Did you give it back to Lloyd? Or whoever, Hayloft had the book last. Sorry, Hayloft, what do you do with that book?
Hayloft still has the book clutched in their tiny little hand, but with a piece of paper, keeping it from touching their skin.
Okay. As you're about to sneak out, you do actually and see Lloyd just like, I'm so sorry, but could I please have that back? It means a lot to me.
Keepsies.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. You can have it.
Oh.
hey,
um, thank you. And he kind of offers out shaking hands covered in his own like jet black blood as he just like offers his hands to take the book back.
Before I hand this to you, I have to very much stress. If you touch me, I will vomit. Here you go.
I had no intention of it. Now I certainly don't. Thanks.
You're just
now
gross.
even more.
God,
You're just gross.
Halo.
He's gross. Look at him. He's
takes-
drippy.
Hayloft, we openly gaslit these two and then also shot
Wait,
them.
what's
We
this
did
weird
enough
shit?
to
You got a
them.
mouse in your
That was you. That was you. You made that decision. I just insulted him.
I just insulted him to his face.
Like, absolutely impugned his character because I thought something else was happening, but we did not gaslight them.
Yeah, that was all you, Timothy.
Okay,
I
okay,
just don't want
yes.
to touch his ink blood. Here
I-
is your book. Let's
Thank-
get you out of here. I'm
Thank-
sorry if your feelings are hurt. Don't sue me.
I apologize for you clearly protecting them. You're a better sort than I assumed you were. Sorry.
Yeah, you do see Circuit kind of come over and like offer to take Lloyd's hand, and Lloyd takes Circuit's hand, and you all go through the door, and you all see, standing in the virtual space is actually Dr. Reed, in the flesh, not a hologram, and just. I must say I am very relieved that you all came back in one piece. I've never had people return back like this before, so I made a special occasion to come and greet you all as you all. And at this point, your three friends also come in. You're all armed and ready to go, and then the three like people follow you all, and he just I see. Roll initiative. Everyone roll initiative. Lloyd and Circuit shall not be joining you because they are both injured and incredibly emotionally distressed.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, Lloyd is still recovering from an arrow to the back. All right.
18.
My bad.
Okay.
21.
I rolled a
Okay.
natural 20, and my initiative was +7, so at 27.
Oh,
Shit. Okay. All right. So we have.
Wait, no, I'm stupid. It was a natural 20. I don't know where my modifier is on this sheet. It's a +3. It's a 23.
Still good. Okay. All right. So gonna go through again. Rare, what was yours?
19.
19. All right. And Jimothy, what was yours?
That's a hot 7.
Okay. Hot off the press, lovely number 7. Blue, what was yours?
18.
18. Lennox, what was yours?
21.
21.
Yes, Lennox's dice
My
listens finally.
my
For
initiative
once.
is higher. I have a feat.
Oh, what's your initiative?
It's 23. Rapid
Ooh,
hop adds my proficiency bonus to my initiative.
yeah. All right, and Hayloft, what did you get? Hayloft?
Oh, I got a 23.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna need both Hayloft and Rare to re-roll. We're gonna see which of the two of you goes first.
Oh shit.
'Cause you
My
both have
reroll
something.
was a 12.
Okay.
13.
Okay, so Rare will go first and then Hayloft. And then this guy.
Wait here, I'm gonna see.
All right, I was hoping this would happen, and it did happen. So, because Dr. Reed is at the very bottom of the roster.
Hell yeah!
So, all right.
He's old as heck. Look, it's fine.
Yeah,
Control
you know.
this
He's taking his
booger.
time.
All right. So, and then Colin goes there. All right. So, we are at the top of the order with Rare. This fucking what's the term I'm looking for? Geriatric elf is standing here. You know what crimes he's committed. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast haste on Hayloft.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a combat person, but the rogue is.
Hey.
The rogue
All right,
is
so
going directly after me.
what does this do for our rogue?
So it gives you +2 AC, doubled speed, advantage on dex saves, and an extra action.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
You have that.
Okay.
Hayloft, it is also. Oh, Rare, do you do anything else?
I am going to. I entered first, so I'm going to move and use that was the initiative thing is lucky footwork. I'm using rabbit hop.
Okay.
So basically I'm going to move out of range basically as best I can and
Okay.
just kind of hop the last like couple feet.
All right. As you do all start combat, you do notice that the walls have kind of dissipated as if the setting has been changed so you all can put more space in between each other. Likely a tactical decision by Dr. Reed, but it will also play to your advantage. You are able to get out of range. Hayloft, it is your turn.
Hayloft is going to. I don't think I can sneak attack here, can I?
You are actually being flanked. You have multiple people by your side, so I will allow it.
Okay, yeah, I am going to do a bunch of fancy rogue maneuvers and like
Okay.
be real sneaky about it, and I'm gonna sneak attack with
Do it.
my short sword. And so that's 5d6. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh yeah, because sneak attack, right? Yeah, roll to hit.
That's a 14.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure that your sneak attack counts as something else. I think you can roll. Let me see. Did you add proficiency bonus? And there's something else. I think you add dex as rogue because you're like.
Yeah, 14 plus 7.
Okay, so 21. That hits.
That sounds
That
right.
that
Yeah.
hits. Yeah, bro.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I've never played a rogue before.
You're good. You're good. I'll admit it's been years since I have, so I'm like, I don't remember. But 21 definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay. Do I also hit with my short sword and then use the sneak attack as a bonus action? I'm sorry, I'm reading
Yes.
this a little.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for the first short sword hit.
Okay.
It's a 5, and then I've got a 6 plus 6 plus 4 is 18.
16.
No? Yeah,
6
16.
plus 6 plus 4 is 16.
Yes.
16 plus 3 is 19 plus 6 is 25.
Great. Okay. Love to see. I love level 10. All
Big
right.
hit.
Yeah, that was great. Explain to me how you do this. How do
Okay.
you?
So Hayloft is like ba 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 da 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 and rolling around on the floor, and then just like does a complete roll and
Okay.
pops up out of nowhere because Hayloft is a dwarf and
Yep.
stabs him in the back.
Okay. We love the backstabber getting that karma. We love to see it. All right, yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
You just da 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 like as you go in, and so like right before you stab, he's like, "What?" And then before he can even turn, just he just takes this knife to the back, and all he heard is just this cheer of like this boisterous little rogue. It worked. You all see as he kind of stumbles forward. And Lennox, it is your turn.
So I will stay towards the back of the pack since I'm a ranged fighter.
Mhm.
And I will stay nearby the person that I may or may not have injured, and kind
Okay.
of protect them, kind of stay
Okay.
like in front of them,
Okay.
just in case. And I will use my longbow this time and see if
Okay.
I'll get a better roll.
All
So do
right.
I
Yeah.
just roll damage or?
Roll a d20. Add. I know that you add proficiency, and I can't remember what rangers add to their weapons. Weapon attacks. Is it
Strength?
I think it's strength. So also add strength. So strength and proficiency added to your d20 roll.
And thank you very much, Rotbot, for that $20 donation, bringing us to
Ooh.
850. Let's go.
Hey,
Oh,
We're only
yeah.
150 away from that $1,000 goal, y'all.
Keep it coming.
Iconic.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so that's a 3 plus 4.
So 9.
Yeah.
No, wait, 7. 7. Okay. Okay. You fired.
Maybe I should quit my job. Maybe I should.
No, it's virtual reality bullshit. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. It's clearly the space and not you.
You're not used to like the way that your weapons work in the VR. There's like less pull, so you're pulling back too hard. You know, it's not great. Dr. Reed really did a piss poor job of like virtualizing your equipment to reality. You could file a complaint if you don't kill him. You do shoot your
You
bow.
kill him, he suffers for it. So
Hey, so it doesn't matter either way.
Hey, wait, but if we kill him, do we get out of here? Like, hold up.
probably.
I'm gonna
We better.
I mean, either way. So you fire, you miss. It whizzes right between the heads of Dr. Reed and Hayloft. Well, not Hayloft, because Hayloft is like down off screen. But it whizzes right past them. So Blue, it is your turn.
Yeah, blue.
So I had kind of come in prepared with my hand on my dagger.
Okay.
And so and how far away am I from Dr. Reed?
If you could easily get within like slashing distance.
Okay.
I would say you're currently about like 25 feet.
Okay. So yeah, I would I guess I would kind of like stealthily kind of just take my cat finesse and
Okay.
move towards Dr. Reed, dagger at the ready, and then I would just see he's already been stabbed in the back, but I mean and I will Ooh. I'm gonna stab him in the thigh.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, get him
it's the
down. All
artery.
right.
Hit the artery. No.
That's a nat 20. You hit the artery if you nat 20.
Okay.
So roll the hit.
Okay, roll the hit. I'm gonna do this on D&D Beyond because that way I don't have to. Oh, it's
It
just
adds everything.
Okay. It's the yeah. Very slow.
Yeah, D&D Beyond is not
It's pretty
speed.
nice.
I've realized it's faster on the mobile app because it's so slow on the computer, but it's
So I got a 12.
okay. All right. So that you are able to kind of like slash at him a little bit, but he is able to step away. So like he's kind of stumbles out of the way because again, this is like a rickety old man. He's not doing flips or anything. He kind of stumbles out of the way. You tear the clothes, but not him. Next up in the roster is actually Colin. Colin is fighting alongside you all.
Yeah.
Um, and he is actually going to do dissonant whispers on Dr. Reed. So let's get a wisdom saving throw from Dr. Reed.
Let's go, Colin. Let's go. Let's go, Colin. Let's go.
Yeah, so that was a 7, so that fails. So that is going to take 3d4s of damage. I can only find 2, but that's fine. I'll just do this. All right. Oh, all right. So that is 9 points of damage. As you all watch, like Colin has kind of stood back. Colin is standing nearer Lennox and the other witnesses, and it's not that he doesn't trust Lennox, but he doesn't trust Lennox. You did just shoot Lloyd. But he's not like stopping you from being near them. And he kind of calls out to Dr. Reed and just, if I'd known your cowardice had gotten so bad, I would have just let you withered away from old age at this point. And you all kind of see as like that bardic magic kind of seeps into Dr. Reed's ears, and you kind of see this like illusion of those angel wings that Colin has on his neck kind of like wrap around Dr. Reed's throat, and you hear this and then the magic kind of dissipates as he takes that 9 point of damage.
See, that's hot. That's sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is.
Jimothy, my darling, it is your turn.
So Jimothy will look up at Dr. Reed just being scared and terrified, and all of this, and I'll look over at Lloyd and Circuit and be like, well, I've already badgered the witnesses. I think it's time we badger the defendant. And I'm going to try to cast Polymorph on Dr. Reed and turn him into a badger.
What?
Please. Please.
Oh, does this work?
I cast Polymorph, and
Okay.
it is a wisdom saving throw. DC of 17.
Oh, okay.
RN Jesus, we come to you today.
Yeah, please, Lord.
This bummer.
I haven't
wait-
talked to you in a long time.
right. Just like we need the righteousness of you and your crits with us in this moment. Please.
16 just failed.
Yes.
And with a wave of my hand, we watch as the form of Dr. Reed transforms into a badger.
Oh
And
my
I have
God.
successfully badgered the defendant.
That was also hot.
You all watch as this rickety old man who's been stabbed in the back and all this stuff, you watch as he just, huh? And then you watch as this crumpled face morphs, fucking Animorphs style, as he just goes down into a badger with this loose, like, white lab coat, like, that he has to crawl out from under, as you see this little badger. And you see that Colin has gone from this intense, like, ready to just...
I'm so sorry, Colin. You were doing great. Keep going, Colin. You got it. Talk mad shit to a badger.
And he's just... Colin is clapping for you. You watch as you've also reduced Dr. Reed's intelligence down from, 1,000-plus-year-old elf to a, much less living badger. And you all watch as the walls kind of start to de-virtualize, and you're kind of starting to feel a similar familiar pull. The pull that you felt right before getting sucked into the screens. And you watch as the floor kind of ripples one more time, just like you saw earlier. and then the ripple kind of comes back as if being sucked back in and up. And as it does that, it pulls you all in, all of you, including the
Okay, I was
badger,
just about to ask. Are they?
I was
Are
gonna
they?
say, including Dr. Badger.
including the badger, all of you. But he is still a badger.
Cool.
You are all pulled out and up, and you all come to. I'm going to actually. Everyone roll a d20 for me. Just straight d20.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
2.
2. Okay.
4.
4.
I wait.
I got a 1.
Okay.
11.
I
Not
got
my
a
worst
10.
roll. Okay. Was 11 our highest roll?
Yes.
Who got 11?
That was me.
Lennox did.
For
Great,
once.
great, great. Where were you before you got sucked in?
Ooh. I was on my way to get my morning coffee.
Okay, so you're on your way to the local coffee shop. All right.
Yeah.
So you all randomly appear on the sidewalk, standing outside of a coffee shop, and you see a television screen that is now airing some sort of like early morning comedy program, you know? And you all just see it, and you all realize you're back in town. You all got spat out of the computer or the screen that Lennox got spat into. There was also a badger at your feet.
Hayloft
You-
picks it up.
Okay, you now have this badger. That's like, I don't know what badgers sound like. So it's just making like whatever badgers sound like angry, displeased badger noises. But it's kind of, it's like too old to like fight back, so it's just
Okay,
I used Druidcraft to make a little hemp sweater for the badger because it's cold in the city. I don't want the badger to get cold. And
Nice of
I
you.
make sure a little like hemp rope leash is attached to it, and I hand it over to Hayloft.
I'm asking you this because I know this isn't how the spell works, but I need to know. Just because I'm going to let you if you want. Is this a permanent effect? Is he forever a badger?
I'm going to continue using spell slots every
No.
day.
So, basically, do you want him to forever be a badger?
Oh, big facts. Dr. Badger.
Because-
Dr.
because
Badger
you
now
turned him-
forever.
Because you turned him into a badger in the virtual space, and because he got spat back out into the material world as a badger, he would have to go back into the virtual world, change back, and then come out.
Oh my god!
Dr.
Iconic.
Reed is
Thank
now
you.
an angry badger pet for Hayloft or whoever else. Yeah, keep the badger away from the bunny. But you have all successfully freed the 3 students of Dr. Reed. You have also officially shut down this malicious program that he was using to trap his students. And you now all get notifications on your phone from whatever banks you bank with that you all have received a good like 5,000 that you can all take home with you.
Rare screams. Rare immediately just like, oh shit.
And
It's
And
quite a bit of money.
I gotta tell.
I can pay my parking ticket.
one parking ticket. What the fuck did you do?
Probably dodged it for forever. You
True.
sit too long on a parking ticket, they put your ass in court.
True.
Exactly. That's
Oh
where I
my
was headed today.
god. Well, now you have the money. Congratulations, everyone. You all successfully freed the people from their crotchety old science man. Thank you all so much for playing. This was a lot of
Oh
fun.
my god, thank you for running.
Thank
I have
Yes.
one unfinished business.
Yes, what do you do?
Hey Colin.
Colin, yes.
So if your boyfriend's moved on, do you want to go get coffee?
Hold on.
Hayloft, hold on. I pull up Grinder on the phone again, and I start searching for Colin's boyfriend. I'm like, no, Colin's boyfriend's single right now. Colin, go find love.
right here.
Colin hands you a business card
Oh.
Shit.
and just text me. We'll see what happens.
I don't have a
wait, hang
phone.
on. Can I just? I mean, you seemed like a nice man to talk to, and I just thought maybe you could just like we could. Just talk.
He starts
Oh.
passing out business cards.
Thank you.
It
Does
is a
anybody know
mobile
what
phone.
badgers eat?
Hmm?
Does anybody know what badgers eat?
Rabbits.
Oh.
And with that, we're gonna end because how can you get better than that? You all were
Do you know what
amazing.
badgers eat?
Thank you all for
Rabbits.
being players. I would love to lead a game for you all again. This was great. Thank you so
I
much.
would love a
Thank
That was
play.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you,
was
Wes.
so fun.
Thank you for putting this together, Wes. We
Thank
appreciate
you all
you
so much.
We love
Yeah.
Wes.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you
was
for running,
so
Casper.
fun.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you, Casper, for the great story.
Thank you.
And everybody in chat, thank you all so much for keeping us company today and having fun with this incredibly ridiculous, absurd story that we got to tell today. We raised another $40, getting us to $850. We're $150 away from raising $1,000 for Stonewall Community. Let's hecking go, y'all.
Yes.
You're
You only go for 2
incredible.
days. Like,
It's been
dang.
for 2 days. I'm so pumped right now. I'm going to go ahead and throw it around to everybody to tell you a little bit more about themselves one more time before we find somebody wonderful to raid this afternoon. So we will start with our wonderful storyteller, Casper Oliver.
Hello again. My name is Casper Oliver. You can find me on Twitch on Casper Oliver. But I also DM every Monday evening for Nextless Games over on the Thesperience channel, which is a mixture of thespian and experience. It's a bunch of queer voice actors playing D&D. A lot of what I did today is very much the vibes I go for every Monday. So if you'd like to join in, it's fun. I do get a lot darker. So if you like horror, definitely stop by. I also have audio dramas. Everything that I do, you can find on Twitter under Casper Oliver VO. All of my stuff's there. I would love to play more D&D and more other tabletop RPGs with anyone. So if you need a game leader or a player or someone to talk about tabletop RPGs, my Twitter DMs are open.
Thank you. And thank you so much for running this game today. This was so incredibly fun.
I was incredibly honored to be asked, so thank you very much.
Next up, we have from our players, Ludabelle.
Hi, I'm Ludabelle. My name is Lulu. I was Hayloft today. I just want to say thank you for everyone who has played today. You guys were so awesome, and thank you, Wes, for organizing this, and thank you, Casper, for telling such a great story. It was such an honor to be involved. You can find me on twitch.tv/Ludabelle. I'll put a comment in the chat so you guys can just click on me and go. But I'm a variety streamer. I'm a non-binary lesbian, and I have a hell of a time in my streams. We have comfy, cozy, and chaotic vibes. Mostly horror, but a lot of simulator games. And yeah, I had such a great time, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Next up, we have Project Ruby.
It's me. Thank you so much. This was super fun. This is my second time ever playing D&D, so I was like, super fun. I was the one and only worst roller of the group, Lennox.
We love
But
You're strong in
listen,
spirit, Lennox.
they finally got their morning coffee, so that's all good. Yeah, when I'm not being chaotic over here, I'm being chaotic on my channel at Project Ruby. I do variety because who makes decisions anymore? Not me. So I play retro games, modern games, indies, AAAs, a little bit of everything. I also podcast. I'm 1/8 of the Just Gaming Things podcast, which is an all queer gaming related podcast where we talk about the news of the week and what we're playing and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thanks for having me. I'll be back next week.
Yes, for even more fun. Next up, we have Neon Saline.
Hello, everyone. I am Scout Savage, also known as Neon Saneline. You can find me at that handle on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, just about any social media website. If that handle is there, it's me. I am a non-binary streamer who is also a variety streamer because we don't make choices over in NB Land. And I play everything from Mass Effect to Prey to Animal Crossing to Zelda to Dead Cells. I play a lot of Dead Cells. This is my first time playing D&D in almost like 2 years, so this was a lot of fun. And I will also be back perhaps next Saturday for some another event. So I hope we get to see each other again. Also, everyone was fantastic today. Thank you for running, Casper, and everyone for playing.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. And then we have the Juliancito.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Juliancito. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, pretty much any social media as _Juliancito. I'm a queer, trans, Jewish, Boricua variety streamer. Stream a lot of cozy, cozy games, indie games, things like that. Thank you, of course, to everybody for playing today, and to Casper for GMing, and to Wes for setting everything up. This was also my second time playing D&D, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I will be back on Thursday for another event. And if anybody is, hosting a long campaign at any point in time, I would love to join a longer campaign. So there's that. Thank you.
Let me just make some notes real fast. Interesting.
Notes are being taken.
Hold on. Write me down, Wes.
Same. I'm like, I pose.
And
You can't
interesting
see
notes.
me, but I'm like posed. There's a lot of thigh.
Oh. And the
Scandalous.
best part is they left it up to the imagination.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much. This has been such an incredible starting weekend for our Turf Wars RPG series. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have 7 games left, which blows my mind. We have 7 games. We have a panel discussion series on gender diversity in gaming with both tabletops and video games and content. And so we have so much coming up through this next week, both with return appearances by many of these lovely folks, with some new faces throughout the week. So please stop on by. Again, one more time, you can find all of that information on the link there in chat, and you can direct folks to the donate link. They can donate at any time. It would blow my mind if we got to clear that 1,000 goal before we started tomorrow's game, which is going to be a game of Monster of the Week, run here on the channel by World Builder 101, who got to be a part of the Rock Club yesterday. They are going to run us through a really fun game of Monster of the Week. I get to play a completely mundane himbo who has stumbled into the world of monster hunting accidentally. And so come find me as I put on my southern accent for all of you, and I really try real hard to keep all my friends safe. So you all can find that here tomorrow at 6 p.m. I am so incredibly excited. Thank you to every single person who has viewed, who has shared, who has donated. Because of all of you, it is why we're able to put this on, and it's why we're able to do such incredible, important work for Stonewall Community Foundation. This means the world to me to get to share this space and tell queer stories and highlight queer artists and content creators. And especially for something like Trans Awareness Week, it was something that was very important for me to put together a project starring trans, non-binary, and gender diverse content creators to be able to tell our own stories. So thank you all so much for being here and for helping us share this space. I'm going to go ahead and send us over to my transition screen, which is going to have rotating through the schedules for this week. So feel free to check that out while we go ahead and find somebody to raid. But we are going to go ahead and head off for today. Thank you all so much for all of your love and support, and we will be back tomorrow night. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good day,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you again.